Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a very exciting update. It is probably the biggest update I have seen in Tower Unite, one of the coolest new features that has been added, bigger than Casino Phase 2, bigger than anything that I've ever seen since I started playing, probably. That might be going a little bit far, but it is pretty darn cool, and we're going to be taking a look at it. It is the brand new LibRetro emulation toy stuff that's coming in here, available at the toy stop. And it just brings in so many new possibilities. There are just a countless number of games that can now be emulated through content that now fully exists in Tower Unite for you to play at any time. And it's just insane. So we're going to be taking a quick look at that and seeing all the fun features that there are to offer. So what we want to do here is go right to the toy shop. This is where all the brand new items are, and you will notice that there is a brand new little section here for the retro gaming. All of these things come with the LibRetro sort of third-party emulation kind of thing like that. It lets the game do stuff in it, just like any other stuff, which is always a very good thing. You can purchase all sorts of little things here, so a racing cabinet, very similar to stuff that you would have in your average arcade and stuff like that. All sorts of little arcade games, and then there's also the consoles, and, of course, a handheld. So all sorts of little things for your playing pleasure to sort of recreate whatever it is that you want to recreate in your little home. All of these little things together, they will cost you about 119,500 units. So a pretty hefty penny, but not too much. If you have played the game for a while, you can check out my guides for ways to earn money on all sorts of things like that. And once you purchase them, most of them will be able to go into your inventory, and once you have access to your handheld, just simply go over to the Others tab, and you'll have your Game Station Global. This one's pretty cool. It's basically a PSP, except this time it's your GSG, and you're able to actually emulate games in this console while playing in Tower Unite. You might be able to do that. Now, I'm not going to be able to, because I'm an idiot. There's guides on how to set this stuff up and do this. It seems like a lot of people are being able to do it. I just know I'm not going to be able to. I am not that kind of smart. I am a different kind of smart, the kind of smart that isn't. But you are able to play a game here, select different games, and have them actually just available for you to play. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's honestly insane. And we're going to be going over a bunch of other video games that people have been able to get to work. And the cool thing about this is that you're essentially able to take this little handheld anywhere here, whether it's throughout this plaza or in a friend's condo or anything like that. You could be holding this little game and you could be playing it at any time. So you could be going over to the casino there, you could be at the arcade, you could just pull this out, have a bunch of loaded up games that are actual real games, and just decide to play them. And you can just play it. That's all it comes down to it. I've even seen people going into the movie theaters here. You can rent out your movie station or whatever and just play this, watch some videos about me, of course, as you level up your theater XP, and you could just be playing your game, because the entire time you're going to be just constantly doing something, triggering the AFK timer and loading up all sorts of experience. You could take this anywhere, and that's just the coolest thing about it. Now, as far as loading games and things onto this, it does go through the LibRetro server. There is a link with all of the instructions to download it. It doesn't work for me because I'm an idiot. I can't even get mods on Skyrim to work, but this seems to work for everyone else. I will leave a link in the description of this video of how to follow that and all the little guides that come with it. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm going to now start to show you guys all sorts of cool things that I have been seeing from the community, because my goodness, I don't say this lightly, this is one of the biggest and coolest updates that we have had in a very long time. So let's start taking a look at a couple of the things. And here we have all of the different cassettes and games that you can place on your condo, just so you can have a little visual sort of representation of what they are, each of them requiring a game slot. So now each of these you would find in your Toys Interactive slot underneath the Media tab. And for the retro gaming cartridge, you are able to essentially download all the games and things onto it. So you can change it into a different variation depending on exactly what kind of game or cartridge it is that you are looking for. And so these basically just kind of hold all of the little things on it. So the connections, all these different things. It's too much for me. I couldn't figure out Condo.io. I know you guys want me to do a video on that. It's not gonna happen, but it is pretty cool to see all the little things that you have for this. So what we could do is grab a little game here. Say we want to play this, we could pick it up, and it goes, I think, to this. Let's try this again. All right, well, I can't get this to fit in any of these because it doesn't have a game on it because I'm the worst, so we're just gonna have to use our imagination for this part, pretend it's in there, and pretend it's working. Like I said, you can get all of these games loaded with all sorts of fun things. For real this time, let's take a look at actual games that people a lot smarter than me were actually able to figure out. So for this, we have our classic games, Galaga and other things, the racing game. I remember that, Rally X. I knew what that was called. But this is literally an actual real arcade at this point, which is so cool because we've been promised this for so long, and now we literally have access to every single arcade game that's ever existed, which is awesome. And then, of course, we have the original SpongeBob SquarePants, which I remember playing this game. It was a great game. I believe it was Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's a good game. You definitely should play that. And you can now, because it's awesome. And then this one here, you can actually see how the lid would work. So you can download onto the disc itself. Disc goes out. You can switch with any other disc or stuff that you would want on that. Put it into the game, and then you can just start playing the game. It even has all the menus and everything in it, and I just love this because, again, it's every game that you basically grew up with. I mean, look at it! Tell me this isn't cool. Tell me this isn't the coolest update that this game has had, ever. You can play any game. You have all the games. I mean, I'm not even playing this, and it's fun to watch. It's got basically everything, all the right sounds, all the feel, the look. These are the games that we've grown up on, and we get to experience them once more in a proper emulated form in a game that is actually supporting it. Go, Mario. You can do this. This is so nice. You're probably wondering all the other games it has too. GoldenEye, screenshot of that. We could play GoldenEye. We got Crash Bash, an amazing Crash game. I don't care what you have to say about it. This, I will beat you. I will just make this clear. I'll beat you in the pinball mode in this game. I don't care who you are. I'm better than you. It's got Tetris. We can play Tetris. Tetris. Get this game. Start downloading it already. Figure out how to not be an idiot like me and actually play these games because they're really awesome. It's got Mario, Super Mario 64. The greatest game of all time. For some people, and it's in Tower Unite, which now makes Tower Unite the greatest game of all time. The real, truest, gamest game that's ever gamed. You can play anything now, and that's just super cool about this thing. It's so cool. And of course, we're going to be saving the best part for last. Now, this is a game that is made by a member in the community, Gate the Cat. This doesn't look like much, but it's a game that Gate made. So you can actually make your own games and port them into Tower Unite. This game is ball racing in a retro Game Boy Advance style in Tower Unite for Tower Unite, but Gate's been working super hard on it. I know there's now a HUD and different points and scoring system involved in this thing. You can make your own games for this console, for the whole emulator. It's insane. We used to have all the workshop support. There were basically a limitless number of combinations and possibilities for that right there. But now we can actually make our own games and play our own games and share them with everyone in the community. It really is something where it's just, I never saw this coming. The devs never announced anything about this. Truly insane, all the updates that are coming out for it. So I'm very excited to see all the fun things that are being made for this and all the fun things that we get to do for it. And yes, this is being provided by the LibRetro service, so I will have a link to this setup startup guide in the description of this video, so you can check that out. Check out the main Steam page here. It's got all the kind of details and information and stuff on this. Maybe eventually I'll figure out how this stuff works, because it does seem kind of easy, but I'm just a dummy. It plugs into the TV. I mean, that's just so cool. These little features, it really does sell the game for being just like, it's something you could just live in. It's such a great RP game, and now we can just continue to play games in the game. Like, the GSG right here, you could walk around anywhere holding your little retro game console while sitting in your chair playing another game. Like, it's just such a great feature that it has there. One other thing too is this is entirely client side. So if I were to go to a Condo or something where people have the games set up for whatever games they might be, you would have to actually, well, I guess I would have to actually download all of the content for that in order to see it properly. So this is all client-sided. If you are playing a game in a Condo or in the Plaza, no one's probably going to really see you playing it. You might just be holding the console. They're not going to be able to see games as they happen real time. So it's still all on your side, but I mean, that's the experience that you're going for, which is just having the feel of being able to take around all these games yourself and playing them, doing whatever it is that you want here. So there have been little updates and improvements and stuff for it, little bug fixes and stuff like that. I really look forward to seeing all the fun things that are coming up in this game involving the retro game support. Also, these new maps, they look cool, and a map for me. It's going to be so nice. But yes, that is it for right now. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the emulation, enjoy the new games, the content. I look forward to seeing all the crazy stuff that's going to be coming from that, and just enjoy the retro memories that come with all the games that you used to play this time in Tower Unite. Should be fun.